Good morning to everyone. It is time to begin our symposium. A very, very warm welcome to this 10th joint Ukrainian Umbrella Association for Psychotherapy and European Association for Psychotherapy symposium, which is organised by the Ukrainian and European Psychotherapy Alliance. My name is Patricia Hunt. I'm honoured to be the chair of that alliance and former president of the European Association for Psychotherapy, and I will chair today's symposium. We're especially thrilled to welcome you here today if you are in those parts of Ukraine where there are electricity outages and internet blackouts, and it's been a real struggle for you to join us today. Welcome, especially to you if you're joining us from Ukraine. Our first symposium was 3 years ago, in February 2023. At that time, we had no idea or intention of there being as many as 10 symposiums. However, somehow, the idea of the symposiums has proved to be visionary, and it seems they are a strong support especially to Ukrainian psychotherapists during the full-scale war in Ukraine. And so we continue while the war continues. And we have already planned the 11th and the 12th symposiums. Through these symposiums, we are standing beside the people of Ukraine in their darkest hour. Over 1,500 people have registered for today's symposium. 1,534 psychotherapists, psychologists have registered. Over 1,000 of those are Ukrainian psychotherapists, but we don't expect that many to be present here today because of the electricity and internet problems. Russian bombardment is destroying electricity and internet networks in Ukraine, making it impossible for very many people to join us. But those who have registered and are not able to join today will be able to access today's symposium through our website, because as you see, we're recording the whole of today, and the recording will be placed onto our website for those people to be able to access it. We're going to begin today with holding a minute of silence to mark the 4th anniversary of the full-scale invasion of Ukraine on the 23rd of February. We held a minute of silence on the 1st and the 2nd and the 3rd anniversary, and today we hold a minute of silence for the 4th anniversary. We remember all the Ukrainian soldiers and people who have lost their lives in this terrible war. We remember all the Ukrainian soldiers and people who have been wounded and injured, physically or mentally, during this terrible war. We remember all the Ukrainian children who have been killed or injured in this terrible war. We hold in mind the need for a just and peaceful end to this terrible war, and for peace to come soon to Ukraine. We hold a minute of silence. The light of the candle is a symbol of remembrance. The light of the candle is also a symbol of the light which shines even in our darkest experiences. Three essences of humanity shine a constant light for us: freedom, dignity, and meaning. The light of freedom, dignity, and meaning are never more precious than in the darkness of war and of the forces of evil and violence. Socrates, the ancient Greek philosopher, said, "He who is not contented with what he has will not be contented with what he would like to have. He who is not contented with what he has will not be contented with what he would like to have." The full-scale war in Ukraine began because Putin and the Russian government were not contented with what they had. They will also not be contented with the Ukrainian territory that they would like to have. Through their lack of contentment, they are not free, and they will not live in freedom. In this full-scale war, it is Ukraine and Ukrainians. You are contented with what you have. You are contented with your country, with your people, with your society, with your values, with your morals, with the courage that you are showing in defending your country. This is your freedom. This is true dignity. This is what brings you true meaning in life. You are already the victors in this war. Once the peace negotiations finally reach a solution, you will triumph, and you will live in a true peace and a true freedom. As Freud has said, civilization is a process in the service of eros, of love, and also in the service of freedom and of dignity. Its purpose is to combine single individual humans and families into one great unity. And this is what Ukraine is living at the moment. A civilization in the service of love and of one another, even under the threat of aggression, especially under the threat of aggression. You are holding dignity, a society caring for one another and helping each other. Even these symposiums are an expression of this, the ways in which you are helping each other. Bombs cannot destroy this. War cannot destroy this. You are holding human dignity, and you will not be destroyed. Together in society, we can do so much. Together, we uphold the dignity of our deepest humanity. We uphold our best selves. We help and enable each other to be fully what we can be. This is the theme of our symposium today, and our speakers today will speak of freedom and dignity and meaning. We are really honoured today to have very distinguished speakers with a wealth of wisdom, experience and learning to offer to us. We welcome Miroslav Mironovich, Professor Lutz Gertzman, Dr. Zvenislava Kechor, and Dr. Roman Kechor. We also welcome the leaders of our sociodrama, Olena Stupak, Olena Kuchianska, Ron Viner, and Diane Adderley. Together today, we can do so much. And together we can create a rich and memorable 10th Symposium, which we hope and trust will be a great support, especially to the Ukrainian psychotherapists with us here today. So now I would like to invite my dear colleague, Professor Larysa Didkovska. Good morning, Larysa, to give her opening address on behalf of the Umbrella Association for Psychotherapy. Larysa and I are colleagues in the alliance that has organised today's symposium, and it's a great joy to work with you as a colleague, Larysa.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, dear Patricia. Thank you, all the participants of our 10th Symposium. And we have been together on this road for 4 years already. It was the road, the path of resistance, fight, and it is also our joint path to that happiness, love, freedom, and dignity, and meanings that we are going to talk about today. Number 10 is traditionally talking about some kind of anniversary. Usually it means some kind of summaries. And the 10th Symposium is not just a number, it's actually already the whole story of our resistance, of our resilience. It is history of those 10 steps that we are taking for Ukraine's victory. And what is extremely important, what we started with, and what is our main foundation. We started from the fact that we have to be together with the European society, with our colleagues, with our like-minded people. So that's why we have the utmost gratitude for being together, because what we have achieved together during writing this chronicle of 10th Symposium, we would not be able to do alone or without your support. What does it mean, this 10 years? What does it mean for us and for our symposium? It's more than 10,800 registrations to symposium's participation. It is first and foremost not the meaning that not the testament that we managed to survive and that we maintained, but this means that we are sharing our experience with ourselves and with the whole world. The world is helping us, but we are now donors of this experience, how to resist and how to be psychotherapist in times of war for other specialists, colleagues, and just for people of goodwill. Why we are talking about freedom, dignity, and meaning? Because it's not just some kind of academic luxury or quotes of scientists. It is the most important thing. It is our therapeutic need. Freedom is the first word of our today's symposium. When we are talking about classical psychotherapy, we are talking about freedom from some kind of internal conflicts, freedom from destructive scenarios. But the war forced us to reconsider the category of freedom as existential notion. And that's why our speakers are embodiment of these three, the most important and the most crucial words. The first one is going to be Miroslav Maranovich, but his presence here is just actually this proof that freedom is an internal quality, internal trait. The person might not have physical freedom. The person might be in gulag, but still remain free in spirit, still remain in freedom. But vice versa, you can live in democratic society, but you can be a slave of your own fears or someone else's narratives. So that's why thank you for being this embodiment of the first word from our symposium. Then we are going to talk about real independence and about this freedom of being the author of your own life. But then the next notion that we have is the notion of dignity, and this freedom is our space. Then dignity This is our foundation. That's what we rely on. It is our strength. Why? Because even the revolution of 2013, 2014 was called Revolution of Dignity, not by mistake, not by a coincidence. It was our fight, it was our struggle, and it is our struggle, it is our resistance, it is our fight for dignity as acknowledging the absolute value of a personality, not for comfort. We are not just treating depression or post-traumatic stress disorder. We recover destroyed dignity of a person. We are trying to recover the person who others try to dehumanize and to break. Unfortunately, the war is the act of the biggest dehumanization. It's when the person is turning into a target of a sniper. It's when a person is turning into a statistical unit of those who are fighting or those who have fallen. So that's why our mission is to return the name, the story, the uniqueness to each of these people, the value. When we're listening to our clients, when we respect their stories, their feelings, we recover their dignity, and it is the best medicine against trauma. So that's why the specialist that is going to talk about dignity and about recovery of dignity, it is our next speaker, Lutz Hatzman, and he's going to tell us about ethics as the foundation for recovery. And the third word, the most complicated one, meaning. It's pretty well understood now. We use it a lot because actually Viktor Frankl that went through the hell of concentration camps and he called his book The Person in the Search of Meaning, actually mentioned that it is the foundation of helping yourself and to be able to survive under any kinds of circumstances. If you know what you live for, what you need to live for, you can endure anyhow. So this meaning is actually trying to understand what to live for. So the war is destroying old meanings. The war is called sometimes something that can purify the planet, because what was not important 4 years ago is not important now at all. But the biggest meaning is human's life. And the person is building its hierarchy of priorities, because the war is a purgatory in a way. And what we managed to find in these 4 years, that despite all the destruction, Ukraine society is still showing this resilience and this ability to create new meanings. These new meanings, love to our own land and other valuable meanings, they used to be before, but they were not in priority. They were not in first places. Now they are dominant. Now they are the main ones. And actually, psychotherapy during the war is becoming the laboratory of real meanings. This anniversary symposium is also a celebration of meanings, the meanings of our solidarity, the meanings of our identity, professional identity, the meanings of our international identity. And we are going to also research and to study meanings in our social drama today and what we are going to create all together. And what is the most important thing, I also would like to be able to do that, I would like to address our European colleagues, our European participants, all our 10th symposiums. You have given us this feeling that we are not alone in this ocean of pain. You have given us this feeling that the real Europe is not bureaucratic structures, but real people, live people that are joined with these values of freedom, dignity and meanings. And for this realness of the support and understanding, we are forever grateful to you. Ukrainian psychotherapy today is a new understanding of psychotherapeutic aid. It's new understanding of resilience. And what is the most important here, that what we have managed to prove, even when we go through something absolutely unthinkable, we can still recover if we have support of the community, of the society. And we are extremely grateful for this support from European psychotherapists. And the last thing that I would like to say, I hope that I'm still in time, because I definitely will be able to meet my 10-minute deadline, but still, I am sure that the war will end and our country, our people will win. And we are fighting for these values of democracy, independence, and freedom, but there will be new tasks. And these new tasks are also can be in these three words: freedom, dignity, and meaning. And they will be our roadmap, because we will be helping people to recover from all those atrocities of war and traumatic experience. We are going to strengthen the dignity of those who feel traumatized, lost, damaged. And we will be looking for new meanings together in peaceful life that will not be so simple at the very beginning. So that's why we would like to start the symposium with the belief that the word that you speak in the circle of the friends, in the circle of the most important and closest people for us, can be healing. Intellectual work is also a weapon. It is our front line to be protectors of humanity in times of atrocity and barbarism. Thank you, each of you. I'm really grateful that you are here with us, that you are being with us, and glory to Ukraine.
Dear Larysa, thank you so much for your strong words to us this morning. You are absolutely right. The war will end. And after the war ends, Ukraine will be in a strong position because you have cared for each other during the war, because you have become resilient, because psychotherapists and psychotherapy has developed something new under the pressure of the war. And that's a really powerful phrase, that our intellect, our work, our thought is also a weapon, because it's the thing that makes us strong and powerful within ourselves. And you used the phrase, purify the planet. If the whole planet could operate in the spirit of how Ukraine is operating, it would purify the planet. So we thank you for these strong words to us this morning. And it is a huge thing for you to say to us, that it makes all the difference, that we are standing beside you. We are with you in this war. And that gives strength to continue. So thank you for everything you've said this morning. Thank you, Larysa. Okay.
Дуже-дуже дякую.
Thanks a lot.